hot take to be like,
think
Dave Chappelle stole our bits.
I think Dave Chappelle stole our bits.
You think Dave Chappelle's a big Worlds Collide fan?
I think so. He must be. And then he ended it on some like free Palestine stuff. He said Palestine or the Palisades, wherever you're displaced.
I fucks with
and
that.
he smoked the entire time. They're just letting him smoke everywhere now.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And he smoked on the Immigrant Dad episode too. Marcelo Hernandez.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, my neighbor, he's black. And he's like, you don't have to say I'm black. He's like, okay, my neighbor, he's Afro-American.
No, I didn't see it. Man, we watch a lot of YouTube videos of garbage trucks, just slap cut garbage trucks together. And it's actually kind of fun because most garbage trucks they're all, from all different cities in the US, and most garbage trucks are the ones where like they're not actually picking up the trash cans themselves anymore. They've just got these like Terminator looking trucks that do it for them. Yeah. But there's one clip that they always use that's these like shirtless guys in like basketball shorts that are still lifting up the trash cans, and they've got cigarettes.
I watched it, and it looks like they're in like West Virginia or something. Yeah. I did see that.
I like it because they're shirtless. They've got a cigarette, and they're like lugging huge garbage cans still. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weirdly attractive thing to see dudes still lifting garbage cans, because like otherwise it's all videos of just like obese dudes in these like transformer trucks.
If I can ever catch my garbage guys in the morning, I'm like, thank you so much. They're so nice.
Do they pick up the trash cans?
They do.
Oh, that's nice. I've never seen my people. They come at like 4 a.m.
I know, so early.
They're not for me.
Thanks for taking the trash.
Anyway, it's a hell of an intro.
No, I know. I know.
Welcome back.
Hey, we back.
Oh, hey, welcome to the Worlds Collide podcast. We're going to leave all that in.
We are. And we're thirsting for 5 stars.
Please.
Okay?
Give us more 5 stars.
If you listen to us on Spotify or on Apple, hit us with a 5-star. It's so important. You know what we're doing? Remember like a walkathon when you were little? Mm-hmm. You're like, sponsor me so that we can talk to Dr. Jack Cruz.
Oh yeah, please. We want enough 5-star reviews that we can have Jack Cruz on the show. I'm wearing my Blue Lights Matter t-shirt.
I love it. Blue Lights Matter.
Yeah, my husband designed it. I want to
love it.
I want to send one to Jack Cruz. Although I know he prefers to be shirtless.
You should have seen the glazed over look on the ladies' faces today. I started teaching at this gym, and they're all part of the Silver Sneakers program. Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
Where your insurance covers the...
Yeah, Medicare.
Yeah. So they are, they've been coming. I'm the newbie. And I was explaining to them blue lights and stuff, why we have to do yoga in the dark, because all the lights at the gym are raging blue lights.
Oh, you turned off the lights?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I know.
Good for you.
But then I explained to them why. I was like, sitting under blue lights, I'm like, is the equivalent of having a cup of coffee. So if you're jacked, I'm like, you don't want to be drinking coffee during yoga. You want to relax.
That's great. Were they into it? Or
they seemed it, but kind of glazed over them when I started going into the nighttime lights and all this.
Did you take your shirt off? Put on a Bitcoin Christmas hat.
Jack Cruz style.
Yeah. We'll go shirtless for him if that's what he wants.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We'll have the podcast outside. We'll come to you. Listen, Jack, this is a full-blown attack. We want you to be on our podcast.
Yeah. So. And to our listeners, the Worlds Collide Walkathon, thank you for sponsoring us so we can realize our dream of being shirtless with Jack Cruz.
Great. We're gonna walk 25 laps around my house in your honor. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, it's been a week so far. It's it's interesting. People are either
Dad's back. Ooh, I'm telling. Ooh.
It's hard because some people are really bummed, and honestly, look, some of it's weird.
Yeah, I know.
He threw in a bunch of executive orders yesterday. Apparently, like 200 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like way more than anybody's ever done in one day.
What are the standouts?
Oh gosh, there's some good ones in
there.
Is
this the one who he pardoned Fauci?
No, he didn't pardon Fauci. Biden pardoned Fauci. Let's start there.
What a
top of the morning. We all get the notification that Biden has pardoned Fauci and like every member of his own family.
I don't know much about politics. You may know this about me.
I'm familiar.
Okay. I thought people who get pardoned are people who have committed a crime.
Criminals.
So if you've committed no crime, why would you get a pardon?
They're getting a pre-pardon.
For what?
In general, including, by the way, everybody who testified about January 6th. Everybody who testified being like, it wasn't the FBI. All of those people got pardons too. In fact, the total number of pardons, Biden gave out 8,064 pardons.
Okay.
If you're wondering what that looks like compared to everybody else who's ever given out pardons, Donald Trump gave out 1,737 and Obama gave out 1,927.
Who are these 8,000 people, Ange?
It's funny because I asked my Google Home, which I have a Google Home. Chill out, I have a baby, and
It's mostly for, okay, Google, please play Family Madrigal.
yeah. Okay, Google, play Under the Sea. Actually, I might do it. Okay, good. It hasn't. So the problem is, I asked it earlier today because I wanted to write down the number for the pod. How many pardons did Biden give out? And it just kept going. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, girl.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
Same. So yeah, I mean, the Fauci pardon is like the most egregious in my opinion. Like, whatever, you want to pardon your family, like.
But I did see it's back to 2014. So can we get him on the crimes
On
for
the AIDS
like
crimes?
the AIDS crimes? Yeah.
Hey, maybe.
Can we get him on those?
Apparently, Florida's already apparently it's you can still prosecute at the state level. So Florida's on it, baby.
Welcome, baby.
Okay,
Welcome to
we don't have a
Florida.
handle on our own state, but we gotta come for you.
Sure, the
Fauci.
Fawn Jewels run everything.
No biggie, big sugar, but we're coming after you, Fauci.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But like, I mean, that's like so crazy to me. Nothing looks more like a corrupt administration, quite like being like, and also pardon us for the sins we may or may not have committed. Yeah. So we'll see. But that was the big news of the morning, right? Just going into the inauguration. So I think that got a lot of people fired up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the inauguration was great.
You know who I didn't see there, Ange?
Who?
RFK Jr.
He was there.
Where was he?
I Googled it. He was there. He was somewhere in the pack. Somewhere in the pack. I don't know, somewhere behind fucking Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk.
Why was he Nazi saluting too? Where did that happen?
Oh, you know what? You sent that to me earlier today. I feel like maybe, I mean, look, I hate Elon Musk. Let's start there. I think he is a rich nerd, which is like the worst type of person you could run into in this world.
Yeah.
Somebody who thinks they're smarter than you and is wealthier than you.
Yeah, Leon Musk. Leon Musk.
Yeah. I know what I'm talking about because my dad's very rich too.
Yeah.
Like those people.
But why do we get a South African to be in the cabinet? Why does that happen?
He's not tech. Oh yeah. Well, they're also saying that Doge thing. So apparently it immediately got blocked. So it's not actually a department
not
yet.
happening.
We'll see.
Okay.
It's already got blocked. You think they're going to let it happen? I think it's going to be quite a battle.
Okay.
But,
and you don't think he was really Nazi saluting?
It's not that I don't think he's Nazi saluting. To me, it almost seemed like a short circuit. Like when somebody asks you how you're doing and you're thinking about saying good or great and you're like, I'm good. Like it seemed almost like his hand was already in his
but
chest.
He did it a few times.
He got excited. I don't know. I'm going to give him the autism benefit of the doubt.
Okay. Guy Six.
Yeah, I'm giving him the autism benefit of the doubt. I don't know that that's actually
okay. Maybe
it's
something they do in
that stupid.
Yeah, maybe it's something they do in South Africa.
Yeah. Plus, isn't he Jewish?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a good situation.
I think one of his parents, right?
Yeah, I think on his mom's side, that's where it counts.
Yeah.
So I think it's just he was feeling good.
Yeah,
he didn't mean to.
Cut or uncut? What do you think?
Oh, cut for sure. Cut for sure. But yeah, so I've never watched an inauguration before, but my son's nap lined up perfectly with this inauguration.
No, and I got to cozy up in bed with you and watch
in the new TV in our bedroom.
You said Melania looked like Beyonce Lemonade.
Yeah,
but then I think our cousin stole it with Hamburglar.
Yeah, Hamburglar is
really Hamburglar was what she was.
But she had the hat low.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and kind of giving that
which felt like
vibes.
lemonade.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hamburglar.
She's a queen though. She looks like a first lady.
She looks pissed. She
doesn't want to do this again.
Pissed.
She
didn't want to do it the first time.
Can we talk about how her son has grown up? Looking great, like a little young man.
I mean, still, terrifying. He looks very smart and very rich, very Elon-esque, but
with a little bit of that Eastern, yeah,
and a touch of the tism.
Yeah, he does have a touch of it.
I saw somebody put up a meme that was like 2 forms of autism, and it was like Barron Trump like staring into the abyss, and then Elon Musk just straight spazzing next to him. It was pretty great. But yeah, so here are some takeaways that I haven't seen on the internet that I think are worthwhile.
Okay.
First and foremost, Bill Clinton.
Oh, the adrenochrome ran out.
For sure the adrenochrome is running out. He looks like he's slowly being sucked back into the darkness.
Into his own self.
Yeah, back into the darkness.
Like, who was that from Bill and Ted's with the black underneath the eyes?
Death. I believe that was Death.
He looks like Death.
Yes, he literally looks like Death is coming for him, that his sins are finally catching up with him, and he's starting to back to where he comes from. How come that's not
happening to Hillary? She's still on this.
Yeah, baby. She's still on the drip.
She's still on the drip.
She's on the drip
of Adrena.
Somebody recently told us that apparently, like, people in the Secret Service. Like they say Bill's like just the dopest dude, like totally chill bones.
Oh.
Did you see him catch a sneak peek at Carrie Underwood when she walked by?
Yeah, you gotta, he's not dead yet. He may be dead, but he's not dead
He's
yet.
being called back into the darkness,
I know.
but he's not
And
dead yet.
Carrie Underwood with her new lips belted out an acapella.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Never, won't be stopped.
No.
Okay, she went through the American Idol grinder and she's ready to take on anything.
Yeah, she looks great.
But no, but they said that Bill
And
Clinton's
sounds
like
great.
apparently the man in terms of like somebody you have to hang out with for the day.
Yeah.
But they say Hillary Clinton, you're not even allowed to make eye contact with her.
Oh, interesting.
That checks out.
That I think so too.
Yeah.
Maybe because she'll like steal your soul, or you'll steal her soul, or
Just not a very likable lady.
no.
And okay,
But that's not a popular thing to say. Do you know there's a whole group of people in this country who love her?
nobody loves Hillary
I
Clinton.
think they do.
They were willing to vote for her over Donald Trump, but nobody's like,
Okay.
hell yeah, Hillary. Who
Yeah.
the hell's...
I don't know. And when I say dad's back, in no way am I saying that I'm comparing him to my dad or anybody's dad.
Yeah.
It's more like, you're going to see.
Listen, okay. So
Do you know,
there-
you know when you've been doing wrong things and your parent says to you, you're going to see?
Yes, and there are certain things that I dig that he's doing. Obviously, there are certain things like the big one of the first things that he said at the inauguration was that he's going to reinstitute anybody who was kicked out of the military and give them full back pay.
Yeah, I thought that was
over
really
over
cool.
the jab.
Yeah.
Anybody who had to leave because of the jab, which is
Yeah.
like not just cool. It's important. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
We met so many people over the course of the last few years. I mean, how many people we met just at the Weston A. Price conference alone, who had to retire from the military essentially early with and losing benefits and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you remember that one guy we met who had been in the military since he was like 20, he was like 70 years old. He called his wife buddy.
Yes, yeah,
Remember?
yes.
She was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. He was like, okay, buddy. Remember him?
They eventually become your buddy after that many years. I do.
Yeah. I mean, he was somebody who had to leave the military and like lost out on so much stuff because he refused to get the jab.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've gotten a lot of weird ones through the years, ones that never made it to market.
Yeah.
And I said yes to all those.
The anthrax one, I think, is the one that like harmed and maimed quite a few people. That one was really bad.
Yeah, he caught that one, no problem.
Yeah, that's the thing is sometimes you can get all of them and you're totally fine.
It's roulette. But for him, he was like, I'm old. I don't want that one. And they're like, cool, see ya. We don't need you anymore.
Speaking of Weston A. Price, did you see that West Virginia now just came out with religious exemption for
No,
schools?
I didn't see that.
So it leaves like probably only 5 states left where you absolutely have to get jabs to go to school,
Very
which is
cool.
like California, New York, Connecticut, and some of the other ones you still have to. Come to Florida, baby. We're free.
It is nice. So that anyway, the vaccine mandate thing is pretty cool to know that they're going to back pay those guys too. Not only are they reinstated, but now they're going to get back paid, especially because it wasn't an easy thing to do.
No.
Most people didn't say no because it was a harder decision to say no.
Why though are they still pushing them? I went to Walgreens and big signs out front about how they're free.
Oh,
They're free because we already paid for them. I love how they tell you it's free.
yeah, we paid for them off the top.
Yeah.
We paid for them with every time we go to the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly. But like every taxpayer dollar, like it's so funny how they're like, get your flu shot for free, get your COVID shot for free. And you're like,
they devalued the dollar down to nothing.
Yeah.
So that we can all
everything's
get free COVID shots.
Everything's free.
Thanks so much, guys. So I don't know. I don't know anybody who's still getting them, but I know obviously there are people who do. And honestly, I'm glad. You want them?
Yeah, I think it's great. Get what you want. That's America, baby.
I think so too. And that's so that brings me to some of the stuff that he did that like is alienating people. So one of the things he said, and he like signed an executive order on it, which this one literally means nothing, is that there are 2 genders.
I missed the whole debate of that.
Who gives a shit?
Who cares?
Who gives a shit if people want to say that there are more than 2 genders? Who gives a shit if somebody wants to change their gender?
Yeah, and
It's not
some
my
people
business.
identify as like cats, and like some people just let them.
It's
Who cares?
semantics.
Yeah, who cares?
And more importantly, if we are legit talking about freedom and we are legit talking about not wanting the government to tell us what we can and cannot say or think, then that's one of those things.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, but I think it's just going to make people on the left very, very upset.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, right? Because their whole fear is that they're being erased or that they're going to be in danger or that their lifestyles are going to be made illegal.
Would you say all lives matter?
I would say blue lives matter. No, I would say that it's important to It's important to not go down the
honestly,
slippery slope of
but
telling
that's why
people.
I'm saying this with the semantics. It's very confusing because if you say all lives matter, if you ask somebody from space or an alien, you'd be like, yeah. Who doesn't agree with that?
Sure.
But then that's supercharged and loaded too.
Right.
That's what's so confusing about all of this is like, if you're not following one side or the other and have like this very strict algorithm that's telling you the way you need to
If you
think,
weren't on the internet and somebody was like, all lives matter, you'd be like, hell yeah.
yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
If you didn't know what the charge of what the implications were elsewhere. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Or saying I can't breathe when you've like eaten too much at dinner.
Now, yeah, you're right. That's something else.
Do you know?
You know? You don't realize that you're taking the final words of a...
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
Obviously not. But that's what I'm saying is so much of this is like, it can be as...
If you're not plugged into the culture, it doesn't mean anything.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So the other thing is that I've been thinking a lot about since the inauguration is how smug the establishment looked. So like Trump's people looked like genuinely pumped. His family looks like straight up villains. They're just like well-dressed, wealthy villain looks like for sure. They're pumped, you know, whatever. But the other side, like Kamala, Obama, Bush, the Clintons, all them, they had like a very smug look on their face.
Except for Bush. Every time you looked at him, he was like, he was like winking at people in the
he's a little
audience.
shifty.
And
it's a wonder he ever made it into office in the first place. He's a little shifty. I mean, his dad was director of the CIA and then president.
that's probably it. And Dick Cheney kind of ran everything anyways.
Sure.
Yeah.
But so, you know, he just kind of got tangled up in the mess.
But he looks like, you know, like there's some people who every time you go to church, you're like kind of laughing. He's that guy.
Yeah, he's a giggler.
He's a giggler.
Yeah, he's a day one giggler for sure. But no, I got worried about their smugness. Like, because I said it all along, I don't think that it is a mistake that it was a landslide victory for Donald Trump.
I think that you said it's all going to collapse on his watch.
They have been setting this guy up. It's not going to look good for him. Whatever little victories you think your team got by putting this guy in office, like it is hard for me to imagine that they put up Kamala as a candidate, fully knowing her approval rating was dog shit, fully knowing that he stomped Hillary in 2016, that like Kamala was going to be the one to take down Trump. Like I think they fully knew what they were. It's hard not to read their smugness as you're going to see.
You're going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like both sides are weak. You're going to see.
I think so.
But who's pulling the strings here?
That part I don't know.
Mr. Global. Vince McMahon.
Yeah, Mr. Global.
Vince McMahon.
The bankers. The banksters.
Banksters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are those the same people that pulled the people out of Palestine, the Hamas, the hummus?
Listen, I know so little about that.
Me too.
That I'm not going to speak on it. It is, by the way.
I don't know, but all of it seems, even with the TikTok thing, it was all like, they pulled down TikTok for like a little bit on Sunday. Then they had this whole message that when you did log on, that President Trump is working to bring it back. And then lo and behold, President Trump brings it back and people are cheering. And I'm like, and then the Palestinian hostage and all this stuff. I'm like, this all just seems so forced propaganda.
Yeah.
So forced. Like,
it's hard to believe like that there's any room for cheering. There are small victories that I think are worth celebrating. I think the back pay for the military is huge. I think the pardoning of the January 6ers is huge. I think that there were a lot of people.
World's Collide exclusive, hopefully.
Yeah. We've got a buddy, a friend of a friend who's currently in jail, who's about to be released any day now. And
friend of the family.
Yeah. And he's about to be released any day now. And he's waiting to be released because he's waiting for that pardon. Because they already started releasing people today.
Yeah.
But he's waiting for that
But you want a
pardon.
full clearance of...
So that you don't... Otherwise, he was going to be on probation for 2 years.
Yeah. And you got to write it down and
and
everything
you're a
else.
felon for life and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he's just like kind of holding still, waiting. But I mean, like, that's an example of somebody who just like wandered in. Like, that's somebody who... That's insane that the FBI hunted these people down who were just like waltzing into an open building.
Yeah.
So... Anyway, I do think that that's important as well. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's like, you know, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
I know you say that, but I don't like living in that sort of energy. Do you know? I like to believe that everything's good. I feel like.
I know. You
Things
like to feel like daddy's home.
Perpetual hope. Perpetual hope. Also, I don't care at all about politics or Trump or anything else. I still did not vote. I still don't care to. All that kind of stuff. I'm excited to see... honestly, RFK Jr., if he can take his shirt off, I'd be happy about that.
That's your number one.
Really. I think he's adorable.
That's the promise on the campaign you've been waiting for.
That's, I thought, what's coming for us.
When is your shirt coming off again?
That's it. Do you know, if blue lights really matter and you want the more sunshine, RFK Jr., take
your shirt off.
Take it off. Okay?
You're right.
Do you remember there was those videos of him where he was like at Venice Beach or whatever at like Gold's Gym, just kind of working out outside, no shirt? Do that. More of that. Inspire the country.
Inspire the country with your shirtlessness.
Yeah. Be strong at whatever he is. He's in his 70s, no?
Yeah. But just don't open your mouth. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. It's getting better, his voice.
Yeah. They did a good thing on it.
It's getting better. You know what's so funny? I always thought RFK Jr. was unequivocally like, no matter what side you're on, that you can like him, right? Just seems like a stand-up guy. I didn't know that. I was so confused.
Yeah.
I'm so confused why people don't like him.
Yeah, the people hate him. Have you heard of his stances on the vaccines? Yeah, he's the head of the Children's Health Defense. Yeah, he's been alienating people for some time now.
I didn't understand that.
Also, cheated on his wife a bunch. That stuff got out. People get pretty grumpy about that.
Kennedy. It's in his. He has to. He has to.
He has to.
It's part of what he does.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, people don't really like him very much, and people seem pretty angry at the thought of the things. The other day, we went to breakfast, and there were some bros sitting next to us at the bar. And one of them was like, man, I hope RFK doesn't take away my Diet Cokes. I love Diet Coke.
Oh, okay.
And then like they just kept saying it over and over again. And I was just like, bruh, what kind of man drinks Diet Coke? Like, you're worried about RFK taking it from you? They were young, so they're just like, look, if I get cancer, it's worth it. I love Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. If you're gonna gamble on a soda,
Go full Coke,
baby.
I know. But there's like a genuine addiction to Diet Coke. There's like extra chemicals in there.
Oh, in the aspartame.
Yeah,
interesting.
That make you extra addicted to that.
Yeah.
But I literally was like, I so badly wanted to lean across the table, but like, I'm the pregnant old fat lady with the gray hair. But like, I so badly wanted to lean across the table and be like, have you ever watched somebody die of cancer?
Oh,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. That would have been nice to hit them with that.
Because like you have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I was one of those assholes too.
Yeah.
That would be like, yep, we're gonna get cancer one way or another.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Which we still kind of like, pick your poison and anything else. But there's so many people that have no idea. There's still people who believe that Diet Coke, because it doesn't have calories, is not bad for you.
Yeah. Sure. And again,
can we talk about the closing prayers?
Oh yeah, those were great. Those were incredible.
My dude, the black guy, stole the entire show.
Listen, we were both a little bit like, but what the what? Why they let the rabbi in first? That was a little strange.
I know, but when someone told me today on the phone was that because Jared Kushner's Jewish, because the son-in-law of the president is Jewish, so that's why they led with the rabbi first.
But that's not. Jared Kushner's calling the shots?
I don't know.
I know that the daughter converted to...
I thought the AIPAC representatives are calling the shots.
There it is.
Right?
Yeah, that's why everybody stood. Nobody stood when Trump would say stuff, but when he talked about the people being let go.
Oh, yeah, the
hostages. Thank you. Sorry, I'm pregnant. When he talked about the hostages being let go, everybody on all aisles stood up and they're like, yeah, because AIPAC was like, you better.
Yeah.
You better.
You know what I learned? That every single member of Congress has an AIPAC representative except for one.
Was that Thomas Massey?
You know it.
Good guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it seemed strange. In my mind, I was like, maybe they're going in order of oldest religion. They're giving him.
Oh yeah, Old Testament first.
OT, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's what I was giving them the benefit of the doubt that it was OT first.
Yeah, and Billy reminded me that fundamentalist Christians believe to be the 11th tribe of the Jews.
Oh, nice.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, then our homie comes up.
Yeah.
Number two.
Yeah.
Steals the show.
Okay. First of all, on MLK Day, to quote MLK and he was like full body in it, right?
Oh.
He was throwing his hands up. That's how great leaders know that how you talk with hands.
Yeah. Yeah. And then forcing everybody to clap at the end, which is like, normally after something like that, a prayer, everybody just kind of just stands there and kind of nods. But he was like, no, we're clapping. Okay. Everybody,
get him
feeling
hyped.
this energy. You feeling this energy.
Get him hyped.
And then they ushered out the Catholic priest wearing his, I don't know, his Tonga attire. I don't know where the hell he got that.
Was he Catholic or Protestant? I couldn't tell.
assumed he was Catholic.
But he really brought the mood down.
He was wearing the collar, which makes me think Catholic.
Catholic, okay.
But yeah, and then right there to bring the mood right back down again.
Right.
Just to settle us back into our seats.
But my dude hyped us. I don't even know who he was, but he's probably...
He was from a church in Detroit.
Oh,
it was
good.
like the Church of 180
I bet
Detroit
you his
something.
Instagram following is through the roof.
Oh, he's a star. He knew that was his
he
moment.
knew it.
It was his moment.
He knew it.
I'd like to know how they plucked him.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're like, do we have any black pastors who like Donald Trump? That's probably how the APB went out.
I know, although I heard that like some of the rappers came out, Snoop Dogg and Nelly and some other stuff. I think a lot of this is a swing for Bitcoin too. I don't know what's happening with that, but the whole idea is that Trump is gonna let this Bitcoin fly. So a lot of people are like excited about that kind of stuff. So
The people who are in the Bitcoin MLM are very excited about that stuff.
Yeah. Jack Cruz is excited.
I know. I love him. And
I
obviously
do love
we
him.
can't wait to have him on our podcast this year.
Yeah.
But also...
Is that something that we're manifesting, speaking into existence?
There it is. We talked about it like it already happened. What a great show it was when we had Jack Cruz.
It was so nice to be shirtless with Jack.
We'll come to you. We're not that far from you, from your home.
Yeah, we will.
Your home here in Florida.
We will. El Salvador, I think you have to fly through Miami or Houston, but we're in.
We're not going to El Salvador. We're going to meet him when he's back in town.
Oh, in Destin.
Yeah.
North Florida.
Oh, you know where he lives?
No, he does. He lives in El Salvador full time.
Oh, but I thought he has a house here in Florida as well.
He has a longevity center in Destin, North Florida.
Okay, we'll see you at the Longevity Center.
Yeah.
That's dope. I didn't know you had that.
Yeah.
You can go there and like detox.
Longitude your life?
Cool.
I don't know. I don't know what they do there.
Neat.
Yeah.
I bet we have to join the Patreon to find out.
I think so.
We'll have to join the Patreon. We're going to join the Patreon very soon.
Yeah. We're excited about learning more about blue lights.
Yeah, and what they're doing.
Mitochondrial health. I think that's more important. Decentralized medicine.
Yes.
Decentralized money.
I like both of those things.
Yeah.
But also, Bitcoin does feel like an MLM every time I talk to somebody 100%.
About it. That's the idea, is if you talk to somebody about it and they're in on it, it behooves them to get you to buy some more because theirs goes up.
Right. Right. There's only so much of it.
So, of course, everybody, but there isn't only so much of it. They do create more, I think.
It's a fixed number. It's not like money that they print. It's a fixed.
Also, have you heard this about Satoshi, the person that came up with Bitcoin? They said it's rude to surmise who Satoshi is.
Really?
All Bitcoiners say, don't ask, don't tell. That you're not supposed to. I'm like, what game is this?
I don't like that.
What
that just
game are
like,
we playing?
It just seems like the new bank.
That's right.
It just feels like the newest bank.
I think that's what Solari Report and Catherine Austin Fitts and all them are talking about with Bitcoin too. They're like, don't fall for Bitcoin. It's a trap.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. I got hyped on it this weekend.
I think honestly, it's very hard for me. Catherine Austin Fitts came out with a PDF recently on Bitcoin to kind of explain it all. But at the end I was like, so what next?
Now what do we do?
Right? I always kind of feel like that. Anytime I read anything about financials, I'm like, okay, so what next?
Yeah, her thing is always about reinvesting in like local credit unions or in like your local farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People who are engaging in business that you care about.
Yeah.
Give them your money, which really feels like the most heart-centered way to be going through life.
Yeah.
I like people who are heart-centered. I want to put my money, time, and efforts behind people who are also heart-centered.
Same.
Right?
Yeah.
Come from the heart.
And I think that, yeah, it's hard not to feel like when somebody talks about Bitcoin that they're not being like, and these oils will change your life, you know?
And they're like, oh, no, you can't buy it directly.
You have to buy it from somebody else. I'm gonna sign you up under their line. Yeah, it's some of that kind of stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
I know, but everybody says if you would have invested in it, you know, like right now it's over $100,000.
I'll tell you, here's the other problem about Bitcoin. This is the part that I should probably lead with. The first time I ever heard about Bitcoin was from somebody who's a drug addict. Okay? A full-blown drug addict. Okay?
Me too.
And they were using it to buy shit on the dark web.
Yeah, on the dark web.
So yeah, sorry if like my knowledge of Bitcoin is like reduced down to like how you can best buy heroin from China.
In 1 year from like $40,000 to over $100,000. So that's a big swing for a year.
Yeah. Big risk, big reward.
I guess.
If you can get more people to sign up under your line.
Under ML. Yeah, I know. How come the Dogecoin isn't working?
Is that the one you bought?
How come that's not popping off?
It is like, actually, you guys should really invest in Dogecoin. It's pretty good.
It's amazing.
You can't sign up under her. You have to sign up under somebody
someone
else.
But it was a penny a piece when I bought it.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. Low risk. Low reward, though, it sounds like maybe.
Unless you hold on.
Hold on till forever.
Hold on tight, baby.
Yeah.
I know. So yeah, Bitcoin, shit coins, who knows? All central bank digital currencies. Who's the central?
I don't like the central. The central is what makes me uncomfortable.
The centralized, right? That's the whole cruise thing is everything's, but that's why he pushes Bitcoin hard, is because he claims it's decentralized.
Which
money.
again is like, that's, somebody just told me that this weekend. When somebody says decentralizing banking, like.
And that guy, the president of El Salvador, Bukele or whatever, he's now passed it that like Bitcoin is like the official currency.
Yeah, it's been that way for a while now. But I feel like, again, I get worried about El Salvador because it's like it's a hub for CIA activity. It's been for a long time.
Totally. I talked to a woman who had left El Salvador 10 years ago and came here and lived the American dream, and it seems to be doing really well. So when I asked her about going back, and she's like, oh, I never want to move back. She's like, I'll visit, but she's like, this was my dream to come here. So I'm like, why are people telling me that it's cool over there? And then I kind of tried to mention, I was like, the stuff they've been doing to your people, right? She didn't seem to know.
Not interested, huh?
Not interested. Not interested in the CIA.
Maybe you'll have to just do a poke around, a good old fashioned poke around in El Salvador.
To actually go. And yeah, I've actually been twice.
You have?
Yeah, I've been twice. And it was in really bad condition when I went over 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. It was just a stopover on a cruise. Mm-hmm. It was in really bad shape. And but apparently and this woman that I talked to said it used to be really dangerous, even 10 years ago when she was there. And she said now, she was talking, I think, to her sister on the phone the other day, and she was talking about walking home from work. And it was like 6 o'clock. And she's like,
you mentioned
safe.
That it's very safe, but now it's basically priced out.
It's priced out. So yeah, the president basically arrested every gang member, everybody's in jail. So it's a safe place. They're trying to draw
out corruption.
Yeah.
But it's made it so that it's basically
too expensive for the people who live there, but
right.
Still very cheap for Americans or anybody else to come and invest there. And yeah, I don't know if that's morally cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it, but I do know that El Salvador produced one of my very best friends.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'm very pro El Salvador.
Yeah, I can see why.
I wish I knew more things about El Salvador.
She's a queen.
That's it. That's all I've got.
We can learn more. One of my best friends. Is that El Salvadorian?
I think
Those little sandwiches.
I think so.
Yeah, that's really delicious too.
I'll just after the credits just list a bunch of facts about El Salvador for everybody so that you feel like you've learned something here today.
I know, and then flash a picture of your girl.
Yeah, she's the best. You ready to knock mics?
Knock mics.
Love you, dude.
Love you. Bye.
God bless.